Why did Lucifer try to claim the body of Moses? Why would the Prince of Darkness leave his throne of shadows just to fight for a corpse? A moment whispered only in one obscure verse in the book of Jude. A battle not of swords, but of authority. Because when Moses died, his story wasn't over. Lucifer came for his body, but someone stood in his way. What happened next revealed just how dangerous Moses truly was, even in death. Moses was no ordinary man. He had seen the burning bush, challenged Pharaoh, parted the Red Sea, and stood on Mount Sinai, his face glowing with divine fire. For 40 years, he led Israel through the wilderness. Yet even he stumbled. In anger, he struck the rock, dishonoring God before the people. And for this, he was not allowed to enter the Promised Land. But God did not let Moses die like a common man. Scripture says he buried him in the valley of Moab, but no one knows his grave to this day. No priest anointed him. No family prepared him. No monument was built. God himself buried Moses in secret. Why? Because God wasn't protecting a memory. He was protecting a mystery. And Lucifer noticed. The devil had watched Moses all his life, from the Nile River to Mount Sinai to the summit of Nebo. And even in death, Moses was still a threat to the kingdom of darkness. Why? Because Moses wasn't just a man. He was a message. His life declared that even after failure, intimacy with God is possible. So the enemy came, not in sorrow or pity, but in fury. He descended into the valley of Moab, cloaked in corrupted glory. His presence bent the air, darkened the ground, and carried one objective: claim the body. Why? Because to seize Moses' body would mean far more than bones or dust. Lucifer could twist Moses' legacy, stir Israel into idolatry, and corrupt the law itself. He could turn reverence into obsession, worship into bondage. This was not theft. This was sabotage. But then he was stopped. A presence greater than darkness arrived. Not with thunder, not with fire, but with pure authority. The Archangel Michael descended, clothed in heaven's light. Lucifer stepped forward, his voice dripping with venom. He declared one sentence: "The Lord rebuke you." That was enough. And with those words, Lucifer lost his claim. The devil recoiled, because Moses' body had already been sealed by God himself. Why record such an event in Scripture at all? Because Moses' story was not finished. Centuries later, Moses appeared on the Mount of Transfiguration, standing beside Elijah and Jesus in glory. That moment was preserved because Michael protected it long before. If the enemy had succeeded in corrupting Moses' body, perhaps prophecy itself would have been marred. This battle reveals truths still relevant today. Moses had failed, but he was still God's. And when God lays claim to something, it is off limits, even to hell itself. If God sent Michael to defend the body of Moses, how much more will he defend you? Second, Satan still fights for ground that God already owns. Lucifer had no right to Moses, yet he came anyway. That is how the enemy works. He trespasses, he accuses, he lies. Even today, he whispers, "You failed. You're not forgiven." Just as Michael declared, so must we. The Lord rebuke you. Third, heaven defends you in battles you never see. Moses never witnessed this confrontation. He was gone, yet heaven fought for him. The same is true for you. God is at work in unseen places, guarding your name, your future, your destiny. The battle for Moses' body was not just about a grave. It was about ownership. It was about authority. And it was about a kingdom that cannot be shaken. Moses had failed, but he had walked with God. And even in death, he was not abandoned. When the enemy comes for your past, when he tries to chain you to your failures, remember Moses. Remember that God himself laid him to rest, and God himself brought him back in glory. If he will fight for a grave, he will fight for you. Because when God claims a life, not even hell can steal it.